You have exactly 300 seconds, 5 minutes, for a senior partner to decide if you are a leader worth listening to, or just a subordinate they can ignore.
I once saw a manager present a perfect plan, but because his opening was weak, the director simply said, "Send the details to my assistant." That one sentence ended his chance before he even started.
It didn't fail because of his English. It failed because he didn't establish executive trust. Welcome to Business English for Success.
Today, we stop the polite talk that makes you look small. We are giving you 7 power phrases to command respect in the first 5 minutes. Let's get to the first one.
Scenario 1. You meet a high-value partner at a corporate event. Mark, show us the common mistake.
Hi, I'm Mark. Nice to meet you. I hope we can talk about my company later if you have some time.
Stop. I hope, if you have time. Their brain quietly labels you as a vendor, not a partner. You are asking for a favor. Leaders don't ask for favors. They exchange value.
I see. I thought I was being nice, but I actually made myself look junior. How do I fix it?
Use research as your power. I used this phrase with a CEO last year, and his attitude changed instantly. Say this: I've been following your work on Project X, and I was particularly impressed by your approach to detail Y. I'm looking forward to our exchange today.
I'm looking forward to our exchange today. That sounds like we are peers.
Exactly. You aren't a fan, you are a professional observer. Have you ever felt ignored in a meeting because of a weak introduction? Tell me yes in the comments and let's fix it together. Repeat after me. I've been following your work on, and I'm looking forward to our exchange today. One more time. I've been following your work on, and I'm looking forward to our exchange today.
Okay, we've made a strong start. Now we're sitting down. I usually wait for them to lead. I don't want to be pushy.
Wait and you lose. If you let them set the agenda entirely, you spend the whole meeting reacting. And leaders don't react, they frame.
So I'm ready whenever you are. What's on your mind? What should we talk about?
That makes you look disorganized. Executive trust is built when you respect their time. Frame the meeting immediately. To make the most of our time today, I've prepared 3 key points I'd like us to address.
To make the most of our time today, it tells them I have a plan.
Precisely. It shifts the energy. You are now the person running the session. I've used this for 5 years. It stops people from checking their phones and makes them listen. Listen and repeat. To make the most of our time today, I'd like us to address... Again, to make the most of our time today, I'd like us to address... But what if they tried to interrupt your agenda in the first 5 minutes? In part 3, I'll show you the armor phrase to keep control without being rude. Let's move to scenario 3. Now, let's talk about a difficult moment. You've just started your 5-minute opening, and suddenly the other person interrupts you with a random question.
This happens to me all the time. I usually stop what I'm saying and try to answer them immediately because I want to be helpful. But then I lose my train of thought, and the meeting becomes a mess.
And that is where you lose your professional authority. When you jump to answer every distraction, you are following their lead. An executive knows how to acknowledge a question without losing the floor.
So if I just say, "Wait, let me finish first," isn't that too aggressive?
Yes, that sounds defensive. Instead, use this armor phrase to show you are in control of the logic. Try this. That's a valid point, and I have a specific section on that in just a moment. Let me finish this thought so we have the full context first.
Let me finish this thought so we have the full context first. It sounds like I am protecting the quality of the meeting, not just my ego.
Exactly. You are telling them, I have a plan, and my plan is better for both of us. I used this phrase in a boardroom last month. The director actually apologized for interrupting and waited for me to finish. It built more trust than the answer itself. Let's master this control phrase. Repeat after me. That's a valid point, and I'll address that in just a moment. And the second part, let me finish this thought so we have the full context first.
What if I feel the other person is looking at me like I'm too junior? Sometimes in those first 5 minutes, their body language says, "Why am I talking to you?"
That is a silent judgment. If you ignore it, it grows. If you react emotionally, you lose. Most people try to over-explain their resume to prove themselves, but a CEO doesn't explain. They validate their presence through impact language.
So instead of saying, "I have 10 years of experience," what should I say to change their mind instantly?
Focus on the outcome you bring. Instead of your history, talk about your mission for this specific meeting. Try this. My goal for our discussion today is to ensure we find the most efficient path to result Y based on the data I've analyzed.
My goal is to ensure we find the most efficient path to... It tells them I am there to solve their problem, not just to talk.
Precisely. Their brain shifts from "who is this person" to "this person is here to save me time and money." You've just validated your seat at the table without sounding arrogant.
Have you ever felt like you had to prove yourself in a meeting? If this impact language feels useful to you, hit the like button right now. It helps us know we are providing the right value for your career.
Listen and repeat. My goal for our discussion today is to ensure we find the most efficient path. Again, my goal for our discussion today is to ensure we find the most efficient path. We've handled introductions, agendas, interruptions, and status. But there is one phrase that high-level executives use to close the first 5 minutes and start the real work. It's the ultimate trust builder. Let's see part 5. We are now 4 minutes into the conversation. The other person has just finished sharing their initial thoughts or concerns.
Usually I'm so nervous about what to say next that I just wait for them to stop talking, and then I jump in with my own points. I realize now that makes me look like I'm not really listening.
And that is a major trust breaker. A CEO doesn't just hear words, they identify the core problem. If you want instant trust, you must show them that you've processed their information better than anyone else.
So instead of saying, "Okay, I understand," which sounds very basic, how do I show them I'm a high-level thinker?
Use the alignment phrase. It proves you are on their side and in control of the facts. Try this. If I am hearing you correctly, your main priority right now is issue A, while ensuring we don't overlook issue B. Is that an accurate reflection?
Is that an accurate reflection? That sounds so professional. It forces them to say yes, and once they say yes, they trust me more.
Exactly. You've just moved from being a listener to being a consultant. I once used this with a frustrated client. The moment I reflected his concerns back to him, his entire body language relaxed. He knew he was in good hands. Let's practice this alignment phrase. Repeat after me. If I'm hearing you correctly, your main priority is, and the closing, is that an accurate reflection?
We are reaching the 5-minute mark. The introduction is done, the agenda is set, and we've built some rapport. Now, how do I transition into the heavy part of the meeting without losing that executive energy?
This is where most people stumble. They say things like, "So, can I show you my slides now?" That sounds like a student asking a teacher for permission.
I've said that. Or I say, "If you're ready, I can start my presentation." It feels like I'm losing the power we just built.
You are. An executive doesn't ask to start. They invite the partner into the solution. You need a bridge that connects their needs to your expertise. Try this. Given what we've discussed, I'd like to dive straight into the strategic options that will deliver the results you're looking for.
I'd like to dive straight into the strategic options. It sounds like I am eager to provide value, not just show a PowerPoint.
Precisely. You've just defined the next 20 minutes as strategic and result-oriented. You aren't just giving a talk, you are providing a roadmap to success.
We have covered 6 power phrases so far. Which one of these feels like it would change your meetings the most? Write the name of that phrase in the comments below. We'd love to see which one resonates with you.
Listen and repeat. Given what we've discussed, I'd like to dive straight into the strategic options. Again, with authority. Given what we've discussed, I'd like to dive straight into the strategic options. We have one phrase left. This is the anchor phrase. It's what you say in the final seconds of that first 5 minutes to lock in your credibility for the rest of the hour. If you miss this, the first 6 phrases might lose their impact. Let's look at the final scenario. We have reached the final 60 seconds of our first 5 minutes. This is where you set the tone for the entire relationship.
I usually feel a bit of relief here. I think, phew, the introduction is over, now I can just relax and talk. Is that a mistake?
It's the moment most people lose their focus. If you relax too early, you become just another service provider. A true leader ends the opening by defining the partnership. You want them to feel that you are not working for them, but with them.
So instead of saying, I hope you like my presentation, how do I lock in that trust?
You use the outcome alignment phrase. It's about shared success. Try this. Beyond the technical details, my priority is to ensure this project aligns perfectly with your long-term growth. Let's focus our energy there today.
My priority is to ensure this project aligns with your long-term growth. That phrase is beautiful. It moves the conversation from money and tasks to vision and growth.
Exactly. It shows you care about their big picture. I used this phrase with a very skeptical partner in London. Before I said it, he was looking at his watch. After I said it, he put his phone face down on the table. That is the power of showing you are invested in their success. Let's practice this high-level phrase. Repeat after me. My priority is to ensure this project aligns with your long-term growth. One more time. My priority is to ensure this project aligns with your long-term growth.
I have a specific problem. Sometimes the other person is too friendly. They talk about their weekend, their pets, or the coffee for 10 minutes. I don't want to be rude, but we're losing our executive window.
This is the friendship trap. If you stay in the small talk zone too long, they will like you as a person, but they won't respect you as a business leader. You need to be the person who values the professional boundaries of the meeting.
I usually just wait and laugh at their jokes. Then after 15 minutes, I say, "Oh, should we maybe start now?" I feel like a kid waiting for the adult to finish.
And that feeling is exactly what the partner sense. You must bridge the personal to the professional with a pivot of respect. Try this. It's been great catching up, but out of respect for your busy schedule, I want to make sure we get into the core objectives we have for today.
Out of respect for your busy schedule. That is clever. I'm being polite by being professional.
Precisely. You're giving them a compliment that they are busy and important while you take back the steering wheel of the meeting. It proves you are a person of action, not just a person of talk.
Do you find it hard to stop small talk and get to work? If you've ever felt trapped in a friendly but unproductive conversation, type "focus" in the comments. We want to see how many of you struggle with this.
Let's master this bridge. Listen and repeat. Out of respect for your busy schedule, I want to make sure we get into the core objectives. Again, with a firm but polite tone. Out of respect for your busy schedule, I want to make sure we get into the core objectives.
We have now mastered the 5-minute window. You have the intro, the agenda, the control, and the partnership. But how do you make sure they remember these phrases tomorrow? In our final section, we will recap the power map so you can use it in your very next meeting.
We have covered a lot today. But remember, executive trust is not about speaking perfect English. It is about using your English to show high-level thinking.
Exactly. Let's look at the power map we built together. We started with the introduction, moving from being a fan to being a peer. Then we framed the agenda to show we value their time.
We also learned how to handle interruptions with grace, how to validate our presence without arrogance, and how to align our goals with their long-term growth.
It's amazing how just 7 phrases can change the entire energy of a room. If you missed any of them, here is the ultimate summary for you.
Let's review the 3 most critical phrases from today. First, for the introduction, I'm looking forward to our exchange today. Second, for the agenda, to make the most of our time today, I'd like us to address. And third, for the partnership, my priority is to ensure this project aligns with your long-term growth.
Those 3 alone are worth their weight in gold. I'm going to start using the agenda frame in my meeting tomorrow morning.
Success in business is 20% what you know, and 80% how you communicated. The first 5 minutes are your foundation. Build them with strength, and the rest of your career will follow.
We hope these 7 power phrases give you the confidence to lead your next discussion. Before you go, we have one final request.
Choose one phrase from today's video that you found most useful. Write it down in the comments below. Why? Because when you write it, your brain remembers it better. It's your first step toward mastery.
And don't forget to subscribe to Business English for Success. We bring you real high-level strategies every week to help you grow your global career.
Thank you for investing your time with us today. Keep practicing, keep leading, and we will see you in the next video.
Goodbye for now.
Goodbye.